Feel free to be interactive and tell us your story.
Like Spotify, iHeartRadio, Apple Music, YouTube, and there's so much more.
We're also on Facebook and Instagram.
Go give it a shot.
Good morning, Anthony. Good morning. Welcome to Vibe Talk Facing the Lion podcast. Our very first podcast for 2024. We welcome you as a live audience. Today we're going to be talking about when you say you're going to make it. What does that mean? And how do you fit into you're going to make it? I am fine. What are you thankful for this morning? To our audience, what are you thankful for and why? Our podcast streams wherever you listen to your favorite podcast. And if you'd like, don't forget that Vibe Talk has its very own Facebook page, Vibe Talk Facing the Lion Podcast, and we're on Instagram as well. Thank you so much for joining us here. We'd like to ask you, what are you thankful for? And good morning. I'll tell you what I'm thankful for. I'm thankful for honesty. Honesty is courageous. Honesty is brave. I like it when people are honest. Anthony, thank you so much. And don't forget, guys, tell us where you're from as you join in our live podcast. Anthony says, I'm thankful for my family and everything they do for me, and my coaches for pushing me to the limit. From Texas. Anthony, what are you playing? Football? Is that football? I see a football. All right. A helmet with a jersey? Are you playing football? I'm glad to hear it if you are. Yeah, where are you playing for? High school? School? He's playing football. Okay. So, at Obama University. Thank you for joining us. Thank you so much for joining us. I want you all to know that we're looking forward to a very positive, inspirational podcast. We're looking. Alabama. Hey. Okay. So you're in college. Nice. Is it how many years you've been at the university? Congratulations. I love it when these kids make it out of high school. First year, congratulations. Let's give him a roar. Let's give him a roar. Find it first. When you hear the lions roar, that means power. Good morning, Trish. How are you?
Good morning. I am doing fine.
Good. I apologize for not asking you earlier when I sent you a text. I do apologize because I do care about everyone. So, our podcast is inspired from you must tell yourself no matter what, no matter how hard it gets, that you're going to make it. That's why I really like to give honor to ones in school, ones who are in college, ones who have graduated, because that's some pretty hard academics to get through, even while you're in college. So we are saying to Anthony, all the way from Bama University, congratulations and roar. We're so proud of that. So, have you ever had a hard time just feeling like you weren't going to make it? How many of you have felt that way? I know I sure have. Have you ever felt like that, Trish? And to
Yes, I
our
have.
audience, please speak up. You can use the chat box. You can even call in, by the way. We do have a call-in number, 661 503-8993. And we are at 301. We made it. 301 people have joined Vibe Talk on Facebook. We're so proud. And today we're going to do the honors in announcing those people. Thank you for your long journey with us as we begin our third year. Thank you so much. Now, our audience member says, I felt like that when I was in my junior year, we had to play the second best team in the state, and we almost won. Hey, E is for effort. You know, when you got sportsmanship, that's all that matters. And I like how you're relating that to what we're talking about, because even if there is no us in team, I want you to think of yourself as a teammate, a team player. You know, you hear the saying, there's no I in team, but sometimes we've got to challenge ourselves to aim for just making it. Just making it. So when we think about just making it, we are challenging ourselves to be able to face difficult situations, no matter what they are. There have been times in my life where I felt like I wasn't going to make it, but every time I said that I wasn't going to make it, I became strong. As I look back on some pretty hard things that I just felt like I absolutely wasn't going to make it, I made it. So if you are that person that has made it, celebrate yourself. And by the way, you will continue to face those I'm going to make it moments. Let's think about that today. Let's think about that. We're hoping that you all want to get to know Vibe Talk Facing the Lion. We're hoping that this podcast on Think About Thursday gives you something to think about, gives you something to accomplish, gives you something that you feel purposeful in. I'm going to make it. And so, was pausing for just a moment. When you say you're going to make it, What does that mean to you, to my co-host Trish, and to the audience? When you say you're going to make it, what does that mean to you? And anyone can comment. Please feel free to.
To me, that means I can do it, or I'm I'm almost finished. I'm almost accomplishing something.
Yeah, yeah. So we're going to be talking about that because for everybody that says they're going to make it, it may look a little different. Maybe you're facing something head on right now and it doesn't look like you're going to quite make it. But I want you to tell yourself today that you are determined to make it. You're determined to make it. Um, let's say that you are facing something difficult and you survived it. You have made it. Come a little closer. When I say that you have survived it, whatever it is, that is that thing that you're going to make it, it actually means if you've gotten to it and went through it, you've made it. We're going to talk with our audience member just for a second, Anthony, who's now at the university, first year of college. You have exciting times. You're going to look at those times, and before you know it, you're going to be in your second year at your university. And you're a team player in a literal sense, but metaphorically, what you're doing is being a team player to graduate through college. So, like you gave that beautiful analogy about wanting to win, that's the attitude. Even when we feel like in life there are no wins, what are the wins in your life? Even if it's a football game that you've won and everything else looks like you're not going to make it. If there is one win in your life, shouldn't that be enough to help you to see that you can do it? Let's think about our Thursday. Let's think about the things that we say we're going to do, because this is, after all, the first of the year, January. We're at a few days in January. How many of you have said you're going to commit to something, whatever that may be? You're going to become a better you. You're going to finish an art project. You're going to finish something that you're now doing. See, because we're used to making resolutions. But how about a solution to be able to become your best self? Whatever that may look like for you. Are you uh, going to get something important enough finished? How about looking at ourselves and getting the important connection to ourselves? We need exactly that connection to ourselves. Why do you need to make it? Number one thing is that it brings purpose to you. It brings purpose to you. When you say you're going to make it, that doesn't mean that you don't need any help, because we all need help. There's not one person that I've ever met that doesn't need help. And I want you guys to think about it. we think about your goals, not just for a day, not just for the week, but your long-term goals versus your short-term goals. And we have to think about that. Not just, places of work or places of school, but with ourselves. A lot of people have bucket lists. And a bucket list, we're familiar with that term. This is what they want to accomplish in their lifetime. So at the end of their lifespan, whenever that will be, they can say that they've accomplished those things. They've done all of those things. There was a young man who had a terminal illness, and this terminal illness did not create a goal of him to just wrap it up because he was going to die. He, in fact, did the opposite. He lived out his days fulfilling his dreams of things that he had never gotten to do. He made it. Even at the end of his life, he was completely satisfied that he had done what he set out to do. In actuality, he had made it a reality just before his death. Did I mention that he was only 16 years of age? Inspiring, you say? Well, what should that inspire all of us to do? The living. We know the eventuality with our life is that man, as the Bible says, man lives to be 70 or 80 years old. But now, think about your life. Think about it. What are you going to do to make it for 2024? Good morning. Welcome to Vibe Talk Facing the Lion podcast. And we were asking the question, what are you thankful for? And where are you listening? What state are you listening in from? By the way, we are streaming. We're going to be right back as we talk about the phrase, I'm going to make it. And what does that mean to you all? Those of you who are just coming in. We'll be right back.
Facing my eyes, facing my eyes. Cause we're called vibetalk, facing the lion podcast. Come check your favorite streaming platforms.
Feel free to be interactive and tell us your
Like
stories.
Spotify, iHeartRadio, Apple Music, YouTube, and so much more.
We're also on Facebook and Instagram.
Go give it a shot.
We're back. And we're talking about the phrase, I'm going to make it. What does that mean? And Trish, you can add anytime you'd like. We're talking about that. And when we say that, what does it really mean? I think in terms of survival. And the reason why I think in terms of survival, when you think about making it, I think about what I had to face. When you are in the mindset of survival, You've already made it. Come a little closer. When you are in your mindset, having said, I'm going to make it, it's part of your survival. Because you already know you need to make it, you've already survived it. There has been many cases where people have survived abuse, assault of various kinds. It's bad enough that people have to experience that kind of trauma. But here's the best part, is that many people have survived it. You find yourself asking, or I find myself asking, wow, how did they survive that? How many of us have done that? Finding ourselves wondering, how did they survive it? Well, there's survival. You know that thing called adrenaline? We mistake that for survival. How many times have you been in a panic situation and you have survived it because you are looking onward? That thing, survival. You've made it. You are here, you're able to tell your story, and you've lived that story, and you have indeed inspired other people by your story of survival. Because why? You've made it. And for that, we applaud you and support you. So now, when we think about the survival that we all have to face, here's something else to think about while you're facing survival. While you're facing survival, we need to think about life. Questioning ourselves, how do we survive? What are we going to do? Because you indeed can survive it. You know, when our mind tells us that you're going to survive something, such as a horrendous attack, even if a person loses their life, you know, people that go out and do crime scenes and investigate, they look under their nails, they look under any kind of residue, and they say, you know, that person died, but they struggled before they took their last breath. That, ladies and gentlemen, is the mindset of a survivor. Even if they lost their life, they were trying to survive. See, it's how you look at something. So now, you the living, we're going to talk to you. How do you survive? How are you going to get through this year? You say, well, Miss Nisi, we are just days from the new year. Well, what is that going to mean for all of you? What will it mean for me? My mindset says I am ready to face any situation. My mindset has always been that I will face any situation. And I will survive the situation. See, because you have to have a plan. I want you to understand what this plan is. You have to have what is a no-fail plan. Everybody got that? Come a little closer. I'm going to be asking you to do that a lot. A no-fail plan. That means no matter what happens, you are going to tell yourself, I will not fail this. Even if it looks like a fail, you're going to turn that fail around and you're going to write challenge. That's the word that we use a lot here in Vibe Talk. In case this is your first time hearing our podcast, you're going to have a no-fail plan. In other words, you are going to challenge yourself every time you are faced with what looks like you're not going to make it. You're going to do what you say you're going to do. Because sometimes we say things we don't mean. How many of us have said something we didn't really mean? Me. So when we think about this no-fail plan, let's think about challenging ourselves this entire year, doing what we say we're going to do. Not just a resolution, but finding solutions to what looks like bitter, hard, challenging. You know, we need to take the time to understand the challenges will arise. None of us, you or I, none of us knows what we'll be facing. But I guarantee you throughout this year, you will have come up on a challenge. And no circumstances is going to be the perfect circumstances for the time that you're awaiting. Because guess what? You're going to keep waiting for the perfect circumstances because there aren't any when you face the time of what looks like failure. You're going to face that time instead of saying failure. You have adopted a new way of saying no failure plan. That means no matter what it looks like, you are not even going to have a mindset. You're going to survive it. You're also going to undertake your journeys. And how do I mean that? Because I don't want to tell you what to do. But by your undertaking your journey through 2024, you're going to discover a lot of things about yourself. You're going to understand. You're going to access. You're going to become aware. I'm giving you something to think about. You're going to be able to have a reason for accepting the journey that you're now undertaking. And you're going to await your next adventure. Because there's a good side to us thinking about survival and that we're going to make it. And by the way, the theme of our discussion is I'm going to make it. Think about Thursday. When you think about your journey that is yet to begin, we challenge you to discover what your truth is. There is no quitting. Because, see, when you quit, you've already told yourself, your mindset, that it's too hard. I can't possibly make it. You're saying impossible instead of I'm possible. Aren't you possible? I want you to feel passionate about the year 2024. Stop accepting what happened in 2023 if it's of no value to you, if it doesn't make you a better person than you were the day before 2023. Stop undertaking those things. That goes for me too. Because see, that's part of our survival kit. You're no longer going to look behind. I want to encourage you, don't stop. Keep going. We're going to talk about how our life goes. We'll be right back. We'll be right back. Had a long pause, guys, and I want you to think about undertaking new journeys. How many of you are afraid to take on new journeys? How do you feel about that, Trish?
To be honest, I am afraid of taking new journeys because I don't know what's on the other side. I don't know if I can make it or not. So
Yeah,
that's why I'm afraid of taking new journeys. So I stick to what I know.
I love that. That's honesty. And many people will agree with you because we don't know what's on the other side. But I want to tell you something. What what if that fear turned into you made it? We'll be right back. I have lost my information. We're going to be right back, I promise you. But I want you guys to give some thought as to what these things look like for you. What does it look like? Because, Trisha's right. And it's common to feel afraid because you don't know what 2024 will bring. But hopefully, this will give you something to really think about. We need to think on that. We need to turn our fears into challenges. And I can't wait for this week's Facing the Lion and what challenges have we faced. Oh boy, wait till you guys hear what I faced. So, what looks like fear can turn into much survival. And again, we go to the stories that are real life stories. of people that have unexpected fears that have happened and have been through certain traumas. And no trauma is expected, but they've made it and they're alive to be able to say what it felt like. And it's okay to feel fear because we all have felt it at some point or another. So I want you to keep going. Keep going. You will indeed make it. Keep going. We are talking about I'm going to make it for our podcast. Think about Thursday. By the way, if you want to come over live on our Facebook page, we're there. We are going to be doing some exciting things, guys, for this year. I cannot wait for you guys. And by the way, how are you guys liking our new logo? We have an interview with my 12-year-old nephew who actually drew the lion. And today is going to be a special day because we've updated. Thank you, Trish, for getting right on that, too. We've updated our members. If you want to be in our community membership, it's on our Facebook page. You can join that. But before you join that, click like on our Facebook page. Not to just become a member, but also to support the page. So we are renewing our pages. So for those of you who fell into inactivity, if you feel like, that's not your interest, that's okay. We are getting new people who are finding the page somehow, some way. You can even hashtag Vibe Talk Facing the Lion podcast. And don't forget, guys, on Saturday evening, we're going to have our 2024 Facing the Lion After Dark. That's a show about inspiration, love stories, dedications, music, and we're trying that. We are really trying that. So look for that. Vibe Talk After Dark. You can even hashtag that now. We're going to be right back. Stay with us.
'Cause we're on Vibe Facing the Lion podcast. Come set your favorite streaming platforms.
Feel free to be interactive and tell us your stories.
Spotify, iHeartRadio, Apple Music, YouTube, and it's so much more.
We're also on Facebook and Instagram.
Go give it a shot.
We're back. Thank you for joining Trish and I for Vibe Talk Facing the Lion podcast. We're so happy to have you with us. How many of you have already made a commitment for 2024? Anybody out there?
I have.
What's your commitment?
My commitment is basically focusing on my music more and trusting my creativity and stepping outside of the box.
What was that last part?
Stepping outside of the box.
Love it. My commitment is to understand boundary and setting boundary. I'm working on that. Setting boundaries, not allowing people to sap my energy and turn it into negative energy. And that's been a real work in progress. The reason why I ask you guys that is because I want you to understand to honor your commitment. Because when you honor your commitment, you have made it solely your own. Honor your commitment. Honor what you say, because, see, you can't possibly think that you want to have people honor you when you're not honoring your own self. Stand by your truth. I love this thought. Thus, you are the one solely responsible for not honoring a commitment. It says purely by virtue of setting up something else that would stand in its way. Just own that choice, the choice that was made, and hopefully make amends. What does that mean? If you're making any commitments, hello there. Thank you for joining us, JJ. And JJ, where are you from in our live audience? Where are you from? And just in case you guys want to head on over to Facebook, Live Talk Facing the Lion podcast. We're there live, Trish and myself. And you are from Orlando, Florida. Thank you. Thank you. We appreciate all of you being here. Thank you. Our Vibe Talk Facing the Lion podcast is all about your mental, your emotional health. And if you're in support of that, please go on over to our page. We also have a YouTube page. If you guys want to, please go and subscribe to that page. We are asking the question, what are you thankful for? Our Vibe Talk question is, how are you going to make it this year? You know, a lot of us say, I wish. How many times have we said, I wish? I wish I could do this. I wish it were this way. Or, it's not my fault. Or something came up. I knew someone who used to say that a lot. And every time that person said that, something came up. It was always in the negative. Even if something really came up. So now, how are we doing? Are we still wishing? Are we still playing those cards? It's not my fault. Something came up. Are we just not showing up and avoiding whatever is that thing that feels like you're not going to make it? You know, because some things can't be avoided. Off the top of my head, I can think about, family emergencies. Can't be avoided. Illnesses. Car breaks down. One time I had my car break down on my very first day of ever teaching. I was a educator for 16 years. And on my very first day, it looked like failure. I was late. My car was having trouble. Did I quit? No. I was faced with a challenge. And every time that I tried to get the car started, my mind said, I'm going to make it. I got that car started. I got to my first day of teaching, though I was late. And I accepted the responsibility of my first day showing up. I made it. Can that be said of us? We're going to make it. Honor that. You see, I was committed to show up at that job. I could have said, I'm not going to make it. It's my first day of teaching. I was not expecting that, but I showed up. We need to accept the responsibility followed with integrity. We need to commit fully or don't. Commit. It's okay to not make that choice. Commit or just don't. Commit or then not actually be committed. Which one are you going to be to say at the end of 2024, I have made it? If you're here today, you have made it. You know, sometimes we expect something from others. How many of us, honestly, expect something from others? Me? Me?
I do.
Yeah. And those others are expecting in return something from you. But now here is the cruncher. How many of you are expecting something from yourselves? See, because we're so used to expectation. I want you to write that word, expectation, and put the word I in that sentence. Expectation and the word I, and make a sentence. Send them in. I want to hear what you wrote. Text them in. Expectation and I. Because, see, when we're expecting from others, we have to remember they're expecting something from us too. Because when we do that and we expect something, I want you to think and align yourself with your expectation. Not just for 2024, because some of us can't think that far ahead because we've never been expecting to. It's too soon. Why not start with today, with I and the word expectations of? You know, some days, there are days better than others. Some days, there are days better than others. But then there are some days where we feel not so quite ourselves. We have days where we aren't so nice, days that we feel a little down. But the other person has expectations from you. So what if the person doesn't let you get away with those not so good days that you're going to have? Your down days. The other person is expecting something of you because we all do it. When you're out of alignment with yourself for that day or that time or that season. I want you to think about, what if they let you off the hook? What if they excused you for not meeting their expectations? You in return should think, what if they aren't having a good day? You should do the same for them. Because you know what? When you do that, that's saying that you will make it. You have made it. Okay? See, because right now, I would like you to think about Thursday and think about, what are you waiting for? We'll be right back. Stay tuned.
Facing my life, facing my lions.
What are you waiting for? We're back. I want you to know what you are waiting for. What are you waiting for when you say you're going to make it? See, you're going to make it is signifying that you are here with purpose. You didn't come all this way to 2024 to just turn back around and say, that's it. You are waiting for arrival. Arrival, you say? You're saying, I'm here. I've made it. You know, when a lion roars to let you know they're there, it sounds like this. Make no mistake, with your lion power, with every fiber in your being, you have arrived. It's 2024, and all the things that you've had to endure, you have made it. How brave of you. How courageous of you to have made it. Now, I ask you, what are you waiting for? I want you to be able to think about yourself in that. You may have something within you. You may have something about you. You may have this, that, and the other. But I want to tell you something. You are learning to love yourself in the power that you are standing in right at this moment. Please embrace that. Don't forget to celebrate that. You know, because we have some days better than others. From day to day, let us say, I will make it. We'll be right back, and we're going to turn it over to Trisha's Treasures. I can't wait. We'll be right back.
Cause we're called vibetalkfacingthelionpodcast. Come set your favorite streaming platforms.
Feel free to be interactive and tell us your stories.
Spotify, iHeartRadio, Apple Music, YouTube, and so much more.
We're also on Facebook and Instagram.
Go give it a shot. Facing my life, facing my lions.
So I want you to think about what it's going to take for you to make it. Welcome to 2024. This is Miss Nisi with Think About Thursday. I will make it. I'm going to make it, I should say. Now we're going to turn it over to Trisha's Treasures. Trish?
Making it. I remember when I was younger, all we could think about was making it out of the house that we were in, out of poverty, and we made it. It seemed so far away when we were hoping for a brighter future for us. me and my family. And I remember that in the process of wondering, are we going to make it? We had moments that were scary and fearful of me questioning how long is it going to take for us to make it? Because we had close calls of our lives being in danger during the ice storm. We had in 2014, we had a very bad ice storm and our lives were in danger, but we didn't sit in the house and say we're not going to do anything about it. We tried to survive and make it out of there alive. And we did. And at that moment, we had to realize that we were depending on us and our faith in God that we'd make it. And I'm so happy in 2024 that we are living better and our family is still together. And that is part of a blessing in my life and of this year. So thinking of that, I wrote a song this morning about dreams coming true. And this podcast was about making it. I was like, oh, that goes so well together.
Wow.
But I know, right? And I am going to sing it for y'all, if you guys don't mind.
This is Trisha's treasure.
Okay, I'm ready. What is your beginning of your dreams coming true? What is your beginning of your dreams becoming true? It starts with you. It starts with you. You have to believe in yourself and knowing you got what it takes. So, what is your beginning of your dreams coming true? What is your beginning of your dreams becoming true?
What? Pat?
That's it.
Powerful. That was beautiful. Thank you. Thank you so much. You guys also can hashtag Trisha's treasure. We're excited to see what Trisha's treasure in affiliation with Vibe Talk Facing the Lion is going to do. Trisha's our amazing co-host. Thank you, Trish, for all of your hard work and for your courageousness. So, as we learn and discover about ourselves, the next time that you are by a mirror, I would like you to look yourself in the eye if you have made a commitment for 2024 and know that yes, that person staring at you has some courageous living. You're going to make it. Our last question of the day is, what have you learned and discovered about yourself in today's podcast? Trish, I want to start with you.
I've learned that I've learned that making it can be in so many meanings, but to me, what making it means to me matters, and just reaching where I feel where I should be at is making it for me, and I should try my best to go on and make it to where I want it, where I want my life to be at. And I need to be my own support system and my mentality, regardless if I don't know what's on the other side. I have to begin. Like my song said, it starts with me. It starts with what I have to do to get to where I want to be. And my experience here today, it was motivational.
Thank you. By the way, Trish is a singer and songwriter by her own rights. Beautiful voice, beautiful music. She does all of our thematic uh, tunes for Vibe Talk Facing the Lion podcast and Vibe Talk After Dark, which is Saturday night. It will be live on Instagram and Facebook after dark. We don't have a specific time, but know that we're live after dark because so many people have different time zones. But just look for us. You're going to love it. Trish, be sure to put where they can hear more of your music. So important. Learned and discovered about myself. I learned that survival is saying you're going to make it. That's the mindset. And I've always appreciated those who have that same mindset. Things that look like failure does not have to be failure. Change that to challenging yourself. What looks like failure should be, as Mary Tyler Moore's theme song for the Mary Tyler Moore Show. For those of you who are a little older in the audience, you know the tune. I'm going to make it after all. Remember this. With something to think about. Today was very inspiring for me. And I want to thank all of the audience for being here, listening to our live stream, wherever you are hearing your podcast. We want to be one of your favorites as well. We want also to thank all of our members who are in the Vibe Talk community. We're going to announce that because I don't want to forget that. I thought it would be a special tribute for those of you who have hung on and hung out with us. Even if you're not here, you are still worthy of honor because you've been hanging out with us in any way that you possibly can. And we're going to actually do what we do best. Hang on just a moment. Right. Oh, one day I'm going to get it right, guys. We're going to talk about the people that have been here for the last 3 years with us. And we're going to thank them personally. Just a moment. We're going to get this. And I apologize for all the pauses today. Going to get this. I had it this morning. Is this it? Trish, do you see it on your site?
I'd have to go out for it. I have to go out of the
We're
page
gonna.
to look at it.
Okay, let me see what I can do here. Looking. Okay. 40 members here. This is our Vibe Talk community page. And, I guess these are it. Yeah. We want to thank Nia Al, Katima, Black, Angela, Nunes Gray, Jimmy, Madrano, Charlene, Ann, Archie Strange, Missy, Honeysuckle, Shirley, Sorovic, Deborah Gleason, Jacob Chappell, Kelly Yetter, Gabriella Martin, Rashawn Pruitt, Alexis Trowbridge, Ray, Jacob Romano, Kelly Johnston, our own Trish, Raven, Rains, Brooke Mooney, Torrance Johnson, Latanya Steen, Daquilon Wiley, Gabriel Benedicto, Leonardo Valle, Anna Myers, Stephanie Tracy, Abigail Haynes, Jessica Davis, Brittany Tyson. Thank you, thank you, thank you for being with us. Now, we have made an announcement that if you guys don't want to be part of the Vibe Talk community, that you just say no, you're not interested anymore. And if you want to be at it, just find that on our page. And don't forget to like our page. If you do, don't just say that you want to be a member, because we're building the community wherever you live. You could live in China and like us, because we know you guys are listening to us. We just want you to know how special we feel that you guys have taken the time to still hang out with us. If you're no longer interested, go ahead and just remove yourself from it. We are building our community and updating all of our information. And I want to say thank you, everybody, for hanging out with us today. Any concluding comments, Trish?
I would just like to say thank you for being our members, and thank you for 300 followers, 301. So grateful. And you can make it. Believe that you can make it. I believe in you. It takes you to believe in you for you to make it.
Yeah. Thank you all so much. We always want to take a moment to address that, because we realize that so many people still have yet to find out about us. And we will be putting up, if you guys would like to donate to our show, it will always be used to make Vibe Talk better. you don't have to, but we're going to put up our where you can donate to us. And Trisha and I will be able to handle that. That goes nowhere else. Because people have honestly asked me about that. Gosh, I've had people say, you guys are doing such a good job. Where can I donate? And, for those of you who want to donate materially, like a card or something like that, just to say thank you, we're going to get a P.O. box, but you're going to start seeing our information. So don't let that frighten you. You're not under any obligation, but people have been asking me, for those of you who are interested, whatever you donate, we greatly appreciate that. I just want to say thank you for this year, and I'm looking forward to it becoming our best year ever in year 3. And Trish, a special thank you to you for all your hard work. She went in yesterday and changed all of our logos. By the way, our YouTube page, we need more supporters. Right now we're at 11. So if all of our team members that are on our YouTube private group, please go check that out. Trish does such an awesome job in getting all of these things together for us to listen to. And I don't want that to go to waste. So go on over. All the information is in the comments below. And for our YouTube community members, drop a heart. Let us know where you're from if you still want to be part of the Vibe Talk. Thank you so much. From the bottom of our hearts to you and your family, we hope that you will say, I'm going to make it. Have a good day, everybody. We'll see you next time.